Christa in Austin. Hello, are you there?
Hi.
Thanks for waiting. What do you got?
So I'm an atheist. My husband is agnostic, and we have been discussing children. We are not there yet. So if we went the old-fashioned way, it's a no-brainer. They would be raised without religion. But if we adopt a kid, they may come preloaded with a religion. What would you do?
Well, you can adopt a
Return
younger
it
kid.
because it's defective?
Preloaded, yeah. It's not a. There's this great quote by one of the, I forget which priest or pope. He sort of said, give me a child until they're 7 and they're mine forever, and it's just very creepy.
Yeah.
So there's some truth to what you say. Are you thinking of adopting an older kid? Is that what you're? Because I don't think this would be an issue with a younger kid.
Probably.
I mean, if it's a younger kid, how much are they going to remember, depending on how young they are anyway.
Right.
It would probably be, 6 or older, where, they're old enough to tell you that they believe in something, whether or not they know why, and that they would want to go to church on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're the parent. But go ahead, Russell.
As a parent,
yeah, shut up. I'm not a parent.
I've always felt like, I have a different parenting style than perhaps some Christians would recommend, but I've always felt like my role in the child's life is not to be the dictator, the arbiter of what they believe, but basically the most influential role model. And when it came to, whether or not you adopt a kid, your kid is going to be out there in the world where most of the people are Christian anyway. And they're going to hear stuff that doesn't agree with the things that you're telling them. And I feel like, I'm sure we've all heard enough stories of atheist kids rebelling against their parents to realize that just saying this is the way it's going to be and you'll shut up and see things my way really doesn't work in either direction. So what I've always felt like with my own son is that it's my responsibility to completely explain to him what other people believe to the best of my abilities, point him in the direction, say that it's okay to talk to other people and get input from as many sources as possible. But at the end of the day, here's what I think. I'm going to answer all his questions about the counter-apologetics arguments that I deal with every couple of weeks on the show. And if he winds up wanting to go to church with some friends, I'm not going to lock him in a closet and say that he's not allowed to go. But it's always a good teaching and discussion opportunity. And I think what I've seen is that I don't know a lot of atheist parents, but generally I feel like this open style of parenting generally results in the kids feeling a lot more comfortable coming to the parent as a confidant and being more inclined to go that way than to just, decide to become a fundamentalist out of rebellion.
Yeah, if that's one of the outcomes, I think that's a good thing. I would think that a more challenging situation would be for the kid to not be taken in by the peer pressure from other kids. Because I understand that there are a lot of other kids that have kind of become miniature evangelicals, and they'll want to, pull the kid into whatever their parents' religion is. And I think this happens. This is an issue, I think, throughout. It's not really a religious issue. This is really more about, is your kid strong enough emotionally to make his own decisions and to go a way that may not be popular among his friends, if that's the right decision, right? Because this comes up with drugs, for example.
Right, but of course we're talking here about a kid who might, in principle, there's not a specific kid we're talking about yet, right? It's all hypothetical.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hypothetical still.
Right.
Trying to prepare for the worst.
Right. So
I
we're
imagine
thinking about a kid who's already Christian, perhaps, and says, "Mom, will you take me to church? It's really important to me."
Yeah, well, that might happen for a while. To be honest, I think that this is a valid concern, but it's not a big concern. I think that this sort of thing will work itself out. I think you're going to have, other issues of, dealing with the temperament of the kid and getting used to having another person in your home and the different rhythm and all the responsibility. I think this will be a very small thing compared to all the other things that'll be going on.
Yeah, I feel like if this does come up, I feel like it's important to take the kid seriously as a person and make sure they know that their thoughts and feelings are legitimate, but that doesn't mean you have to take the ideas seriously. And it doesn't mean you have to sort of walk on eggshells and pretend that
you're the parent. You
approve
can
of the
say
religion.
no, or you can, find some compromise that is sensible.
Right.
You're the guy in person or the woman in charge. You're the mom.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounds like these are concerns that are worth thinking about. And I'm glad to hear that you and your husband are kind of on the same page as far as your religious beliefs, because I think that's a challenge. If you have parents with different religious beliefs, there's always a lot of tension about how you're going to raise the kid, these sorts of things. And I think it's especially stark with one parent being a believer and another parent being a non-believer, because they're really very much at odds with each other. If you have two different versions of Christianity, you can find some sort of common ground and reconcile them. But atheism and theism are opposites, and that would be very hard to reconcile. I don't see how to do that personally.
Right. Well, thanks for calling, Christa, and lots of luck, regardless of how things turn out.
Good luck to you. Yeah.
And I hope you get your dream family.
We need more atheist parents. That's for sure.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
See you later.